Start all over again.
Gotta start all over. Sorry. Thank you,
Seats,
Kevin.
everyone.
See? You need to exercise. Alrighty, let's call to order today's Ways and Means Committee meeting. For September 26th. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, now we'll do the sit-down part. Please remember that this meeting is being live streamed. Silence your phones and other electronic devices so we're not interrupted. And please remember, the microphones are sensitive so that they would pick up side conversations and that could interfere with Carrie Ann taking the minutes. Carrie Ann, roll call.
Nagusakis.
Present.
Bradshaw.
Here.
O'Donnell.
Here.
Fagion.
Here.
Klein.
Here.
Sierra. Paduk.
Here.
Cheney.
Here.
Benton.
Here.
One absent.
Thank you. Okay, so first up, Dan Castricone from Risk Management. This is a request to reclassify Secretary and Administrative Assistant 1, grade 8, to Executive Secretary and Administrative Assistant, grade 11. Motion in a second, please.
So moved.
Good afternoon, everyone. I wanted to bring my deputy, Jennifer Ching, that you guys were kind enough to authorize last year. And she's been, how long? Yeah, about 6 months, and been extremely valuable. Just wanted to give a chance for everyone to meet. I'm here today because of my administrative assistant, Anne Marie Thomas. She handles as much confidential information as pretty much anybody else in the county does when it comes to workers' comp. All the lawsuits come before us. We looked at her grade and some of the grades for the other secretaries and administrative assistants who handle that kind of information, and thought it was a little out of whack. We did a desk audit. After Human Resources did the desk audit, they agreed and recommended that they change her position from an 8 to an 11. Comes to about $3,200 a year. So there's not a huge budget impact, but it's important to her and to us. So I'm here to ask you guys to do that.
Okay. Questions from committee members? Again, this did pass last week, personnel and compensation. Hearing no questions, all in favor as presented? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you.
Thank you. Guys. Good to see you.
Let the record also note that Chairwoman Benelli is here. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Next up, Lawrence Ledoux. Here by yourself?
Nope, just by myself today, yep.
Donna's still out? Donna's still on vacation?
No, she's here.
Okay.
Yeah, no need for both of us to be here.
All right. So number 2 is a request supplemental appropriation to capital project BB178IF for replacement of 4 Hudson HVAC rooftop units. The amount is $475,000 and to come from bonding. Motion in a second, please. Okay. Lawrence.
Okay, you should have some additional documentation, quotes and so on. This is to replace the rooftop units 1, 2, 3, and 8 in Valley Center. And this estimate was prepared by our project manager. They are currently operating at a reduced capacity. They are 30 years old. We did have a capital project for this. The original funds that were available were $619,000. I believe we got the original quotes way back in 2018. The original capital project, I believe, was approved in 2019. So we're just seeking the additional funding now that's needed to complete this project.
Okay. Questions from committee members? Mr. Paduk.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. During the construction, are they removing all the that sit on the roof as well? They're replacing everything at the same size unit?
I believe it's going to be 1-for-1 replacement, yes. So they'll be removing all the old equipment and installing the new ones. They're going to, I believe what they're going to need to do is use a crane to lift up
Right,
the.
I mean, the curve, that existing curve, they're matching the new unit, or they gonna have to lift the curves up?
What are the
Then-
curves?
The curves are what the unit sits on and go down.
I don't know those details. I can find that out for you. I have no idea.
I just wondering, could it cost them?
I'm sure that's, I'm sure that's accounted for in this, but I don't know the specifics of that.
That it, Mike?
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Anagnestakis?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Hey, Lawrence, is this additional amount because from 2018-19 because of the increase in prices?
Prices, and we have a project manager that's doing a lot of our capital projects. We can't have our director of operations, overseeing all these massive projects. So it's a combination of two things.
Okay,
Yeah.
great, thank you.
Yeah. And I will just say, just a reminder that, the cost that we spend on this will get about approximately 75% of any of these costs back in our Medicaid
Yes.
rate in the future. I usually always say that when we come to this for capital projects.
Okay. And Mike, you were asking about, I believe, kind of like the footprint, so to speak, of the unit matching?
Yeah, if the curve, there's existing curves on the roof, these units sit. If you have to take them out and replace them because the new units are bigger or whatever.
Yeah.
There's gonna be roofing, there's gonna be a lot of different things involved. But my second question now is gonna be, the counties has their own new guy that we're gonna put on, right, in regards to heating. And he's gonna be, why isn't he the project manager at our cost working for the county?
What
Instead of
department does he work in?
$90,000? DPW.
Yeah, that would be a question for the DPW commissioner.
He's not.
He doesn't work.
He's not, doesn't have that title yet and doesn't have that job.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, if that's what we're hiring to oversee all of our mechanical equipment, why would we hire somebody at 90 grand if we have somebody online or on our team that already can do all that?
Any,
Go ahead, Eric.
any work that we're doing is balanced with contracted work, consultant work. We have in-house engineers, we have consulting engineers, we have hired contractors, we have in-house contracted work. It's just a matter of managing the workload. So our guys are going to stay very, very busy. The guy we're hiring is going to stay very, very busy, even with hiring an outside contractor for this type of work. So we never have enough resources to do all the work in-house. We always have to balance that.
Yeah, he's a project manager, it's just gonna be his title, right? I mean, I would think in projects like this.
No, we're not hiring a project manager. Brian's the only project manager we have under that title. DPW.
What did the college just hire? What was their title? That's what we have.
Oh, the college?
Heating, no, so we did the exact same thing.
HVAC.
I don't forget what,
HVAC,
what's it?
HVAC,
I'm sorry.
and HVAC.
HVAC.
HVAC guy, yeah. Gonna oversee all the buildings there. And the county is looking to do that too. So my concern is this is an HVAC project. Why wouldn't he be overseeing this instead of paying $90,000 to some consultant who has no clue about the county?
I can't speak for what OC is using their resources for. We don't get involved with it.
Not OC, our county, Orange County's hiring.
But you're,
So
you're trying to create that HVAC.
Oh, so you're talking about the one for DPW, yeah. Like I said, we have
He's not there
work
yet.
for him to do.
Well,
And
this
it's not there
project isn't
yet.
gonna start right now either. It's just a concern, you spend money on stuff and we actually maybe have personnel inside that can be the project overseer. That's all.
He'll be responsible for maintaining this as well as all the other buildings in the county when this is put in.
He'll be changing filters.
Yeah, there'll be oversight to make sure. And again, and of course, it'd be my opinion that in this proposal, they would have known and have considered the change of the, what I would call the footprint, the curbing for the different units. And if they need to do alterations to the roof and more flashing or however you seal around an air conditioning unit, I'm sure it's covered in the costs. Mr. Cheney.
If you look at the detailed cost documentation that was provided to us, there's almost $80,000 in there for structural steel. So that is work that's being done in support of the installation of the new units. So I would imagine that has to go towards reconfiguring the base on which those units sit.
To support their weight. Thank you from the engineering perspective. Okay, any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor as presented? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Thank you, Lawrence.
Appreciate it.
Next up, Eric.
I have Ryan McGuire with me. He's our Director of Project Management.
Excellent. We saw him yesterday at Physical Services.
My understanding, he did a pretty thorough job.
Think so. Letter A is request supplemental appropriation to the capital project budget for the removal of Hubbard Road Bridge in the town of Walk Hill. This project has been approved under the 2023 capital plan as project number 43. Upon approval, the funds will increase existing capital project number 529 in the amount of $270,000 to come from bonding. Motion in a second, please. Russia, do. Eric?
This bridge is one that's on the border of Sullivan County, so it's a shared cost. Eventually we'll get some reimbursement back from them. It's been the bad state for a long time. At this point, it's a safety hazard. We want to get it remediated as soon as possible. So essentially, this is the money to remove demo that bridge. Sullivan County's on board with us on closing this structure permanently, not replacing it. There's other very adequate routes to navigate this area.
And we were told yesterday that it's been closed 20 years or so. And again, it's going to be a 50-50 split with Sullivan County. Sir, you were detailing the work yesterday.
So this bridge is, it's an older structure. It was constructed in 1886. It's an old one-lane truss bridge. It's been closed since 2002 because of structural issues. There was a flag on it from the DOT. The last bridge rating was a 3.0. With the low volumes of 140 vehicles a day, it was jointly closed between both counties. And we haven't had any complaints since then. There's multiple crossings within approximately 10 minutes in either direction. So we're looking to remove this bridge before it becomes a safety hazard and potentially an environmental hazard with potential collapse. We're working on an IMA that's gone to the attorney's office here, and we're looking to work together with you guys and the Sullivan County Legislature to get that through. That would include the 50-50 cost sharing. And the amount here, the 270,000, is the full construction or demolition cost. And that's so we can carry the contract and then get reimbursed by Sullivan County upon completion.
Okay. And this is barricaded on both ends so nobody can get through?
It is. It's barricaded on both sides.
Even kids on,
So vehicles can't get over it, but people most likely are crossing the bridge. There's vegetation grown up, so most vehicles aren't going to go up there, but anybody can walk by the guardrail or the barriers, cross over them, and cross the bridge. So that's potentially the safety issue as well.
Okay. All right. Mr. Brescia?
Yeah, I didn't ask this yesterday, but would that be sufficient for as a footbridge somewhere else?
The option is out there for any town, municipality. If the county wants to put it somewhere, or if Sullivan County wants to put it out there. We've reached out to a few individual municipalities. We haven't got any interest yet, but it could be placed in a park. You wouldn't want to span like a creek or something with it, but you could put it across like a little stream that goes through a park and set it on,
What distance?
little blocks.
63 feet.
It's 63 feet, but you wouldn't want to span that just with the condition of it. You wouldn't want to have a full drop. There's not really any handrails or anything like that. So it wouldn't be
Portions of it
useful.
used for that as well? Yeah.
What's
20
that?
feet, 30, 30 feet.
Potentially, with modification, sure.
So you literally have to take like the erector set apart and then put it back together in another area?
Most likely. If you pick this thing up, it's probably not gonna stay in one piece. So the contractor is gonna demolish it, probably piece by piece, take out the pins, remove the pieces. And if we don't find a home for it, unfortunately, it's gonna go scrap. But it would be taken apart and does need some work. There are some connections that have broken already.
Mr. Padu?
Yeah, years ago, Stone Schoolhouse Bridge was replaced, right? We replaced that because emergency vehicles couldn't get down to the Schwannville Kill, where all those people are right on the water. I'm not sure about Hubbard Road. Are there a lot of people? Are there a lot of houses down by the Schwannville Kill?
There's about maybe a dozen to 2 dozen houses on either side of the brook. There's a road that runs from Bloomingburg to Mount Hope area on our side. And then the Sullivan County side, it's from Bloomingburg to, I guess that goes to like Otisville.
The reason I asked that is because there was an emergency concern there. You had a fire truck come down on Stone Schoolhouse when that bridge was out. Nobody else can get out. There's no, is Hubbard Road the same type like that? I mean, once you close this bridge down,
Right.
emergency vehicles can get in, but they can't turn around. They can't do anything.
There is a turnaround on the Orange County side when you drive down Hubbard Road.
On one county.
There's a driveway at the very end of it, and then the town of Walkill has placed stone to allow vehicles to turn around there. Most likely they're plows, but trucks and buses could most
So
likely
you don't see
turn
any
around as
safety
well.
issues like that.
I don't, especially since it's been closed for 20 years. It's been operating in this manner for quite some time.
Okay. Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor as presented? Aye. Opposed? Carried, thank you. B is a request supplemental appropriation to the capital project budget for the replacement of Main Street Bridge number 1 in the town of Cornwall. This project has been approved under the 2023 capital plan as project number 48. Upon approval, the funds will increase existing capital project number 469. The amount is $950,000 to come from bonding. Motion and second, Mr. Hines. Second, I'll second. Gentlemen?
I'll let Ryan into the details, but just for clarification, this is not the Main Street Bridge number 2, which was recently put out to bid right at the traffic circle in Cornwall. They're both near the traffic circle. This is just on one of the other side streets that comes off. Smaller bridge than the one that we're currently bidding right now. But go ahead, Ryan.
Actually, this is quite a ways down, isn't it, Kevin? Isn't it down? We were told yesterday down by the schools leading
Oh, right,
towards
they're all
NEMA.
stopped then. And is that the,
This is, so Main Street number 2 is right at the traffic circle where Quaker Avenue, Angola, and Main Street all come together. This bridge is up County Route 9 going towards the military academy. It's about a half a mile before Route 218.
by the middle school?
By the
By the
middle
middle
school.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct. So this bridge was constructed in 1929. Recent bridge rating was 3.5. There's approximately 1,900 vehicles per day, whereas Main Street number 2 has about 9,000. So most of the traffic on Main Street number 2 doesn't make it all the way up to the middle school. It's a concrete slab bridge. It's just in very poor shape. The concrete's starting to spall. The structural reinforcement is starting to be visible and deteriorated. So we're looking to get ahead of this and make sure that we don't have any issues with closures, especially near the school.
Just for identification, could you tell everybody who may not know what spalling means?
So concrete, when it starts spalling is when water starts infiltrating into the concrete itself. It migrates in, it starts attacking the reinforcing bars that are in there, and that will start causing rust inside of the concrete, which causes the concrete to pop off, and you'll have exposed reinforcement. And as that starts getting exposed, you get more rust, you get more spalling, and you get deterioration of the reinforcement, which is what's really giving you structural strength.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, questions from committee members? Hearing none, all in favor as presented? Aye. Opposed? Carried, thank you. Going to continue with airport, Eric. A is a request supplemental appropriation to the capital project budget for airport paving. This project has been approved under the 2023 capital plan as project number 5. Upon approval, a new capital project will be created in the amount of $50,000, and this is listed as a seeker type 2 action, and the $50,000 will be for bonding. Motion in a second, please.
So moved.
Cheney,
Second.
Brescia, gentlemen.
This has generally been an annual ask with the airport, just to keep up on the various areas of pavement around the entire airport. I know it was discussed last night. This is in front of hangar, going to be targeted for hangar T2. And that it is occupied now. I believe that question came up last night. Says if all the T hangars are occupied around the airport. It's very, very, very busy. So the pavement was rated in very poor condition, and this will be something to keep up with that. It's pretty straightforward.
Okay. Mr. Paduk?
This is FAA territory, no money available from them for this one.
I believe some of these areas aren't eligible on these side areas because it's not part of the runway.
That's
The
what we were
FAA
told yesterday.
Yeah, so the FAA, I mean, Ed has done a great job bringing in almost $4 million a year on average from the FAA. So we're getting started. Yeah. No, I mean, I think he's almost exhausted what we can possibly get at FAA, but he's, believe me, if it was available, I'd be chasing it right now, so. But there's areas like this that we have to do it.
But we don't know if he's applying at this area.
I believe it's good.
Mr. Cheney?
So on the legislative request form, it says it's non-FAA
Yep.
paving.
There's certain areas that just aren't eligible for FAA. Okay. But we'll typically use through our highway department, we bid out highway and non-highway paving. I think we typically use non-highway paving bids for this. So we get competitive bid prices for all of it.
Satisfied, Mr. Paduk?
Yeah, that's it.
Mr. Brush?
Just a quick thing there, when Ed's given us a couple tours out there, I did note that some of these are in front of, we have the key hangars that are very expensive airplanes, slash jets. And, we need to maintain it. But we're gonna lose some of these renters. And they're paying good rent. We're doing very well with that, so, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay. Any other questions? Mike, was that your hand coming up or?
No.
Okay. All right, hearing no other questions, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried, thank you. Letter B, request supplemental appropriation to the capital projects budget for airport infrastructure capital improvements. This project has been approved under the 2023 capital plan as project number 4. Upon approval, a new capital project will be created in the amount of $50,000. And again, this is also a seeker type 2 action, and the funds will be coming from bonding. Motion in a second, please.
I'll make the motion.
Mr. Fagione, I'll second. Gentlemen,
Very similar to the last item, this is somewhat of an annual ask for general airport maintenance. And again, I think it was discussed last night that this is the same hangar T2 for the flat roof repairs as well as airport security fence repairs. And I believe the question may have come up last night about the type of roof, and Ryan, you had more information on that?
Spoke with Ed this morning. He said it's an asphalt roof coating. It's like a rolled roof product as opposed to the rubber material I had mentioned yesterday. There are some patches that have been done. There's some active leaks. There's 2 or 3 bays that I believe that Mr. Magrita said that there are leaks and they're using those for storage and maintenance equipment. But they'd like to turn those into leasable spaces. So they're looking to do the improvement.
So it's not EPDM then.
Correct. It's asphalt.
built up asphalt.
Same thing, you're gonna replace it with, or no?
I believe so, yeah.
With rolled roofing, huh? You're gonna replace it with- Nothing better for the same price?
I don't know. If you want more detail on it, I think, I'm not sure if he's got, what kind of prices he's got, but my understanding was going in kind.
It's a long way from when I sold it. I'll tell you.
Okay, any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor as presented? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you, gentlemen. Next up, Carrie and Michael. Sales tax update.
Sure. So I can't believe that I'm reporting on September. So as I've done every month, we provided you with the sheets. So for the month of September, we are up 0.70% or 160K. Overall, year to date, we're up 0.52% or 879K. And year to date, compared to last year, we're still up 4.97%, which is great news. In the month of October, we'll be getting an additional 2 payments, and I believe I'll be coming back to the table. I'm just not sure because it's budget time next year with that information for you.
We'll have you in.
Okay, no worries.
Questions?
Exactly.
Questions on anything? Again, you have the other graphics. It's amazing how almost always it follows the exact same path with
Truly
these
does.
different points and lines.
The only time it won't is if we hit a recession.
Right. Right. All right. Mr. Paglione.
Thank you, Chairman. Just a quick question. How do our numbers rate in comparison with the state right now?
So I have just provided, I can provide to you, I got it this morning from like the Mid Hudson area. We are right on target with our co-partners, co-counties is the word I should be saying. So we're on target. We're right where we need to be with budget. And so therefore and we're higher than actuals from last year, which once again is really where you want to be.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chairman.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Still good news.
So far, yeah.
Yep. Thank you very much. Okay, next up. Come on up, Deputy. Budget update discussion.
Okay, our August general fund update. So the taxation has been posted, the accruals have been reversed. There is a large difference in the state aid, if you'll see. So the majority of this is because of the education of handicapped children. In August of 2022, we had a $3.2 million posting. In August of 2023, there was a negative $2.8 million posting. So it has to do something with the credits that are applied in the state system. I have asked the health department to look into this to see how it's going to affect our year end and what is being done differently compared to last year. So we're going to look into that, just so you're aware of that.
Just said that, so we submitted, we get 59.5% back from that, right?
Yes, right.
Yes.
Is there a problem with the submittals? Is why we're not getting this money?
No,
So they
I
have-
think that we are getting it. It's just that every year there are some credits that the state also takes back from
Takes
us.
back.
Yes, so.
So they haven't
I-
figured that out yet.
Yeah.
So we're just looking into it. All right, it just stood out very clearly that there was a difference between last year and this year, so I just wanted to make that to you.
It could be something that the state just decided, oh, we're gonna start taking
And
you
You know
back.
what? Well, let's hope.
They change all the time.
Well, they do, but I don't think so.
Okay, okay, well, that would be good.
Let's hope, okay.
Lee, just in that regard, they couldn't take it back, they would change the percentage thing? They
I
wouldn't- they wouldn't be able to
I
take
don't-
it back,
59.
I don't think they would do that.
no?
I don't think so. But
But
again,
we're on time with all.
again, the state is the state, so
The reimbursement
you know,
for all the submittals are.
they are,
Is one person in charge of that?
there's a couple of people in charge.
We had issues.
All right, any other questions on the revenues? Okay, personal services and fringe benefits are through the 17th pay period. I didn't give you August numbers last year, so I'm just gonna preface this with saying, in July, we had 363 vacant funded positions. In August, we added 33 corrections officers, so we were down to 347 vacant positions. But now in September, we have 358 vacant funded positions. And I know I keep saying this, and I know I keep saying, I don't know how to do it, and, we are just making no progress, but I just don't know.
Making no progress.
Higher.
towards
Hiring.
Hiring.
You
Nothing,
said 358 or 68?
350.
358.
Yep.
Well.
Yeah.
I think it's just personally, it's a sign that people don't want to work.
That could be, that could be.
They
They get used to.
Broken down into part-time and full-time?
I can get that to you.
15 of them are
Part-time.
part-time.
Sorry?
15 are part-time,
Oh, 15.
343 are.
Thank you.
Times have changed.
They certainly have. They certainly have. Any other questions on the budget status report? Just want to give you one other update. Our grant fund is on schedule and will be implemented on October 1st. Gretchen and Andrea from the finance department have done fiscal training. And I'm sure that our auditors are gonna be very happy with us. This will alleviate that excess rollover from year to year. So that's a good thing. And
That's what you've been working on.
that's what we've been working on.
That's great, actually, because what's left now won't include the grant money, so we can
We're-
actually tell what departments
We
are
will,
spending and not spending,
Yeah,
and whether it's grant money.
We are.
I think that's a perfect solution.
so that's what we're hoping. We're hoping our auditors will.
It's been a
be
long
happy
time
with
coming
us.
as well.
It has been, but we're well on our way.
Can I just add to that,
Sure.
it's not gonna happen overnight, though.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not, you know,
We're moving, but
It's a
it's gonna
process.
take a little.
It is a
yeah,
process.
huge process.
It's a
but
process. We're gonna
saying
start with the new grants going forward into the 1090 fund. The rest of them will transition out as they go forward and as they end.
Great. Okay, questions for
Just-
budget?
So what information we'll have this year will be just on the 2023 grant, or not all of it, or,
It won't be all of it now.
so
So
we'll just have an idea. how
we
it's
will,
gonna be.
but yeah, like I said, it'll probably take a year to 18 months or so.
Are you
to get it done.
identifying specific departments to focus on?
But we're doing them all. We're doing them
As
all.
the grants renew, they will be put into the
1090.
Can you tell you how much is left on it? or-
Yeah.
Yes,
It's a lot of testing
I'm sure there is.
and a lot of stuff, but it's going forward.
Okay, great.
Okay,
All right.
all right.
No other questions? Motion to adjourn is in order?
There's a-
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. One more thing. Okay, so yes, we do have to set the date for the public hearing regarding the 2024 Orange County budget. It's been recommended for October 19th, 2023 at 5 PM. Can I get a motion in a second?
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Fagione, second.
Awesome.
Mr. Cheney? Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Now a motion to adjourn. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you, everyone.